The deadliest sniper of World War II wasn't a hardened man with decades of military training. She was a 25-year-old woman. Her name was Lyudmila Pavlichenko, and by the time she left the battlefield, more than 300 enemy soldiers were dead because of her. In the chaos of industrial warfare, where artillery shook the earth and bodies vanished into smoke, she hunted in silence, patient, invisible, precise. The Nazis feared her. Her own allies turned her into a symbol. And yet today, outside of Eastern Europe, her name is barely remembered. This is the untold story of how a history student became the most lethal female sniper in recorded history, and what that kind of survival really costs. Before the war, Lyudmila Pavlichenko wasn't a soldier. She was a student. Born in Ukraine, she studied history at university. Her life revolved around lectures, exams, and plans for a future far from violence. Like many young people, she had hobbies, including competitive shooting at a local club. It was sport, discipline, focus, nothing more. Then, in 1941, Nazi Germany invaded the Soviet Union. The world she knew collapsed almost overnight. Cities burned, entire populations fled, millions were mobilized, and Lyudmila, like countless others, volunteered to serve. But when she arrived, the officers looked at her and made an assumption. They offered her a nurse's uniform. She refused. She demanded a rifle.
They didn't believe her, so they tested her. She was handed a weapon and ordered to prove she belonged. Moments later, 2 enemy soldiers lay dead. There was no celebration, no dramatic pause, only silence. That was the moment everything changed. Lyudmila later admitted that pulling the trigger for the first time was terrifying, but hesitation meant death, hers or someone else's. And she learned quickly. Within weeks, she was no longer a volunteer trying to earn respect. She was a sniper, trained to disappear into terrain, to breathe slowly, to wait for hours for a single moment. Her confirmed kills rose steadily. So did the fear surrounding her name. Sniper warfare was not heroic. It was psychological torture. Lyudmila would lie motionless for entire days, in mud, in ruins, under blistering sun or freezing rain, waiting, listening, watching. German units soon realized they were being hunted by someone who never rushed, never panicked, and never missed. Then came the duels. Elite German snipers were dispatched specifically to kill her. These confrontations could last days. 2 invisible enemies staring at death through scopes, knowing that the first mistake would be final. Lyudmila survived dozens of these encounters. Each victory added to her reputation and her burden, because every kill had a face, and every face stayed with her. By the time her kill count passed 100, her commanders took notice. At 200, she became propaganda. At over 300, she became a legend while still alive. But legends attract danger. Enemy artillery targeted her known positions. Assassination teams searched for her. Fellow soldiers were killed simply for standing too close. She was wounded multiple times. Each time, she returned. Not because she was fearless, but because survival had become routine. Death was no longer shocking. It was expected. Behind the numbers was a human cost no statistic could show. Close friends were killed beside her. Students she trained never came back. The battlefield stopped feeling real. Later in life, Lyudmila admitted something chilling. Killing became mechanical, necessary, emotionless. And when emotions did surface, they came all at once. The strain was obvious. Eventually, command made a decision. She was too valuable and too damaged to lose. Lyudmila Pavlichenko was removed from the front. Instead of a rifle, she was handed speeches. Instead of trenches, she crossed oceans. Lyudmila was sent to the United States and Britain as a Soviet representative, a living symbol of resistance. But Western media didn't know what to do with her. Reporters asked about her clothes, her appearance, her femininity. She responded with ice-cold clarity. One comment cut through everything. "I am 25 years old, and I have killed 309 fascist invaders. Don't you think, gentlemen, that you've been hiding behind my back for too long?" The room fell silent. For once, the war felt real.
When the war ended, Lyudmila returned home. There were no parades, no fame, no peace. She lived with lifelong trauma, headaches from injuries, and memories that never faded. She worked quietly, advocated for veterans, studied history, the subject she once loved before history consumed her. And outside the Soviet sphere, her story slowly vanished, overshadowed, forgotten.
Lyudmila Pavlichenko shattered expectations, not because she wanted to, but because war gave her no choice. Her story isn't just about skill or bravery. It's about survival in a world where survival demanded the unthinkable. She lived through the war, but the war never truly left her. And maybe that's why her story still matters, because it forces us to remember that behind every legend is a human cost no victory can erase.